there, I'm BitBot. Welcome cyberspace cadets to an exclusive look at what's next on GigaBit Kids. Strap in because we'll be rocketing through time and tech with our latest interactive experiences and videos. Gabby visits the Barbados Museum and learns about how our past influences our future. She visits the Gyrus Brewster Children's Gallery and learns all about STEM. We then roll over into the wonderful world of robotics and speak to students about their passion for bots. We took a trip to the summer camp, Science in Motion, that featured robotics building, and Gabby built herself a robot, kinda like me. We jump into video games and explore careers in gaming, and highlight what it would take to become a professional esports player. Then we log into the virtual world to explore and play games and quizzes that will stop Zakk's evil scheme for cyberspace. All this and more, so stay logged on as we start this new adventure.
Hi, I'm Gabby, and you're watching GigaBit Kids. GigaBit Kids is an incredible new virtual world where kids and parents can learn about cybersecurity, how to prevent bullying, fun facts about Barbados, and so much more. Explore custom planets with our heroes, BitBot, the cutest little guy, and Miranda Mongoose as they battle against the tech tyrant, Zakk. You see, Zakk is on a mission to cause havoc in the cyber world, and our heroes are determined to stop him. They'll use skills learned from STEM, reading, and quizzes existing in the GigaBit Kids world. Using your tablet, computer, smartphone, or even a VR headset, log on to gigabitkids.com to learn and explore today.
Hi Gabby, welcome to the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. I am the senior tour guide and I'll be happy to take you on tour today.
I'm quite excited for today.
My name is Elizabeth Hines. I am the senior tour guide for the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. What that basically means is not only am I responsible for guiding the tours that the museum provides, I'm also responsible for the research and the planning of the tours as well. We do several guided tours of both the museum premise but also of different areas in Barbados such as Bridgetown, Garrison and Spitestown. We also do bus tours and I'm responsible for the logistics of those bus tours and ensuring that they succeed at the end of the day as well.
Oh, wow! Wow, this is beautiful. So do you know any fun facts about the Cunard Gallery?
This gallery is focused on Black portraiture, particularly scenes around the Caribbean and Caribbean diaspora, particularly during the colonial period. So you're going to notice several scenes here. You might even notice some famous prints. So over on this side, I don't know if you recognize this figure here.
Unfortunately, I do not. I'm not very cultured in the paint world. I like arts and crafts and not this.
This lady here, this is Rachel Pringle Paul Green. She was one of the first Black businesswomen in Barbados. Unfortunately, she seemed to have run afoul of a cartoonist. So this is actually not what she looked like. This is just a caricature of her. However, you'll notice a lady in the background. From our historic records, we believe this is what she actually looked like, and that's backed up by the gentleman in front of her. Her father was known to have elephantitis, and one of the symptoms of that is actually swelling of the calves, which is why we believe this gentleman is her father. And then the gentleman peeking through the window is supposed to be her husband, Thomas Pringle.
Oh, that's actually very interesting how much history you can tell from a portrait or a painting.
Now, most people look at it as an insult, but other persons have posited more recently that a lot of persons, when they were wealthy, were actually depicted as being larger bodied because that was another way of telling wealth. Basically, the wealthier are, the better fed you're expected to be. And you mentioned that you like arts and crafts. I don't know if you've ever heard of shell art, but this bouquet here and all the bouquets on the four corners of the room actually are made of shell.
Oh wow, that's beautiful and so detailed. How does one make this so oh, I want to touch it so badly, but better keep my hand behind my back. What? Oh, sorry. That's beautiful. Wow. So how long must it take to collect these Shells.
Collecting shells enough to do this would take days. The actual construction would take weeks because you also have to wait in stages for the glue to dry. And as for the glue itself, it would be made of the clamachari. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a very pale beige berry, and the juice is usually quite sticky. So it's actually made of a natural glue.
Oh wow, so like all of this, there's nothing artificial about this. Wow.
It's also the reason it's so protected.
Yeah.
And we have a bigger example if you come this way.
Oh, wow. Okay, can I
this
touch
is
this
one
or just?
No.
Okay.
This is one of our larger examples of shell art in the museum.
Like I am so amazed. Something that I probably shouldn't be saying, but these shells match my shoes. That's like this is the first thing I realized. And I love purple, violet, all like iridescent things. These shells really caught my eye in the center. Wow. Again, I'm keeping my hands behind my back for safety reasons.
And something that would be interesting for you to know is that we do, it was a old form of a hobby where persons would do shell collecting here in Barbados. So there's still persons who have shells that they've collected over time. And then you have persons who've even gone overseas to places as far as Madagascar collecting shells.
Oh, wow. So like, that is an amazing pastime, especially in Barbados where beaches are so accessible.
These collection of paintings here are by Goldie White. She was one of the first black persons within Barbados to make a career out of being an artist. So several of her pieces have been donated to the museum, but one of the things that's very important about her work, she believed in depicting people as they were. So she doesn't make an effort to enhance certain features within the paintings to make them more beautiful than they would have been in person, because she has a natural appreciation for what they would have looked like. So these are 6 of her pieces here, and then we also have one more painting of hers, in this case over here, and the print that she would have also done as well. Yes.
Wow.
This one is one of our larger paintings. This is known as The Governor Goes to Church, and it's basically looking at his progression. He's making his way into Bridgetown to go to church at the parish church here. It also gives you a good view of Carlisle Bay as it would have looked like before we have all the modern buildings that exist today. This fort in the corner right here is actually where the modern day Hilton Hotel would sit.
Oh wow.
This is where Charles Fort would have been. And this one way on the other side of the bay, we believe that this would be James Fort.
My mouth can't close. Wow, I'm stunned. Like, this is an amazing piece of art. Jeez.
And we do not have the proper year for it, but this would be one of the paintings from the 1600s.
Okay.
Hi there, cyberspace cadets. I'm Bitbot, and I'm really glad you can join me. We have a problem. You see, Zakk has been up to his dirty tricks again. He's attacking the cyber world and causing chaos across our digital landscape. Miranda Mongoose has sent us a distress voice message, and she needs our help. Play an incoming message from Miranda Mongoose now.
Hey, Bitbot, I need your help. Zakk has released his viruses and minions cause complete disruptions across the entire cyber world. We need you to stop them. Please enter the virtual world and bring a friend. We need all the help we can get.
Transmission ended.
Who can help us? I know, our friend Gabby can help. Maybe Miranda Mongoose left us some clues. Gabby's super smart, so she can help us explore different places to see what we find. We'll need all the help we can get for this mission, so you should come too.
Hello, I'm Zuri AI, a GigaBit Kids artificial intelligence system. How can I help you today?
Zuri, Are you there? Cyber world is under attack. Zakk Rat is acting on his threat. All of our systems are compromised. We need your help encrypting his software.
Hi, Bitbot. I would be happy to help. It looks like Zakk Rat launched 3 waves of attacks on Cyberworld. To stop him, you and your friends must answer the questions about cybersecurity correctly.
I'm plugged in and rocketing through Cyberworld security servers now.
I will provide the questions for each wave. The first wave is a phishing attack. Phishing attacks involve sending deceptive emails from trusted sources to obtain sensitive information from targets. What should you do if you receive an email or message from someone you don't know and it asks for your personal information? A. Never share your personal information with strangers online. B. Inform your parents or guardian immediately. C. Do not open unsolicited emails. D. All of the above. Ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts files and demands a payment to regain access. Malware, badware, maliciousware, and illegalware. Among these options, which one is considered truly to be malicious software? Password attacks tricks individuals into revealing their passwords through fraudulent websites or emails. What's the rule about talking to strangers online, even if they seem friendly? A. I can trust them. B. I can share some of my personal information. C. Do not talk to strangers online without letting a trusted adult know first. C. Do not talk to strangers online without letting a trusted adult know first.
Okay, we've regained access and stopped the attack. For now, but there is more work to be done. Meet me at gigabitkids.com to finish this fight. Thanks, Zuri.
I'm Gabby, and you're watching GigaBit Kids. Today we're at the Jairus Brewster's Cunard Gallery at the Barbados Museum and Historical Society, where we'll be having fun using toys and equipment which use the aspects of STEM. So what is STEM? That was hard. So STEM is an acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, but it is also sometimes referred to as STEAM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math, because creativity in the arts is also important, so that's why it's sometimes added in. So pretty!
So welcome to our military gallery. And this is just a small summarization of several artifacts that we've collected from various war efforts that Barbadians have been a part of. So starting first, we'll start with the uniforms that persons would have worn. So over here, this is the infantry uniform. That was actually worn by the British militia when they occupied the garrison space, which is where the museum is currently located. And then on this side over here, we have the Zouave uniform. This was worn by the Black Western Regiment which started in 1795, and how we got a version of this uniform is that Queen Victoria, she was very well known for traveling. On one of her trips, she would have visited Paris at the same time we have soldiers visiting from the coast of Africa wearing a version of this uniform, and she fell into love with it so much she wanted one of her regiments to be wearing it. So the Black Western Regiment, it doesn't just encompass Barbados. So we have a version of the uniform, but places like Jamaica, for example, have a version of the uniform too. And then the final uniform in here is actually the uniform for the Royal Air Force, and in particular, this uniform is actually the Royal Air Force uniform for the Right Excellent Earl Walton Barrow, who would have participated in World War II. It was donated to the museum after his death. And you're gonna notice that there's a map in the case beside it. That's also a part of the uniform. It's actually a scarf that's worn around the neck. The idea being is that, you know, when they're out and supposedly if their plane crashes, but they're able to survive the crash, they can then take off the scarf and navigate over to an Allied base.
Oh, that's quite smart.
You're also going to notice the weapons in here as well. So we do have two versions of the musket on this side up here. And then we also have the officer's sword here as well. And then finally, you're going to notice this small little pistol here. It's not traditionally what would be a weapon. This is actually called the Verity pistol, and it's actually the precursor to what is known as the modern day flare gun. So it's actually used for signaling.
So it's not a real gun to like harm someone.
It's basically supposed to shoot a flare in the sky so that if you need help or you need to indicate something, you can actually get someone's attention. Now on this side here, we also have a cannon. Now historically we refer to cannons as guns because that's essentially what they are, just larger, more destructive guns. And in particular, Barbados has a bit of a claim. We actually have the second largest collections of guns and armaments in the world. The only other former colony who has a larger collection than us is India.
Okay. That is a fun fact to know. I don't know why, but even though the cannons are no longer active, I'm still afraid of them. I'm still very much afraid of them.
You're also going to notice that there's several persons acknowledged in here for their war efforts. That includes the pictures that you see in the cases. We also take special attempts to acknowledge the women that went over. We had women that went over as nurses. Some of them joined the mobile canteen. So basically when there were ceasefires, there were women that would actually take supplies to the front lines, to the soldier station there. And then you even have nurses trying to get mail to women trying to get mail to different parts of the sort of battle zones as well. All of them, we would have Barbadians involved in that system too. And then on this side, we actually have the Roll of Honor. So these are lists of soldiers that we've managed to collect that would have participated in both World War I and World War II.
So I'm just going to assume that the latter is World War II?
Yes, please.
Many names.
And right beside that is also the picture of the first raising of the cenotaph within Bridgetown. So this was raised after the ending of World War I, which happened in 1918. And then when we have the ending of World War II, in 1945, you have the World War II names being added to the reverse. And as you may know, this is standing currently today in Hero Square.
Okay. So my heart genuinely skipped a beat when I saw Harrison College right here, because that's where I want to go. That's my first choice right now.
Well, Harrison College is the school that Alvaro went to.
Yeah. That makes me very, very excited. And because my grandfather was I worked with Alvaro. He was a good man. He was a stubborn man at that. But that's what he told me. But yeah, it just made me very excited that I have like the chance and the privilege to be able to go to a school like that. So STEM or STEAM is integral to elevating how we learn, make new discoveries, and optimize knowledge to improve our lives. Whoa! I never thought I'd see this in such a detailed way. Gosh, you can see like everything. It is important that kids learn about STEM because we are the future, and soon we'll be making the rules. Just kidding, but when we do grow up, we will be responsible for the advancements in society, and we should be passionate about how STEM can help us to do so. Please don't fall.
My name is Elizabeth Hines. I'm the senior tour guide for the Barbados Museum. Basically, my role is not just doing tours at the museum, it's also doing research and logistics for our tour product, whether that be walking tours or whether that is bus tours that we usually hold once a month, and also for private tours that we will do in collaboration with other entities. With regard to the museum itself, it is actually what would have been the military prison on the garrison, more or less the area for punishments. It was created in 1818, and then we have an extension into the lower courtyard in 1853. Comprised of 75 cells. Most of them have been sealed up so that we can then have the expansion for museum space on the inside. And the museum itself would have been established in 1933, with the first experts moving in 1934. We are actually proud that this year is our 90th anniversary, so more or less we are looking back at sort of the legacy that would have led to the buildup of the museum as it is today, and also looking forward in terms of what projects we are hoping to bring off so that the museum can improve in the future. A lot of the time people assume that the museum has not changed in the time period that has been open. Something that they might not know is that we have more than 500,000 artifacts in our archives, and B, we actually do make an effort to be able to shed light on the type of items that we do have in our storage. So for example, we do have 2 temporary galleries here at the museum. One is the All Gallery, the other one is the main store. And we will put on exhibitions throughout the year. For example, one that's coming up right now is the Look At exhibition, which does focus on several of our artists within Barbados. And that one is opening on the 20th of July, so we're hoping that the public would be willing to come out and see what we are doing here at the museum. We also have collaborations with several of our embassies, so for example with both the Japanese and the Chinese embassy, and we do put on exhibitions in collaboration with them as well. So I would say that you should pay attention to the museum just to see all the new things that we're coming up and how we are expanding as we go forward.
Thank you for hanging out with me and watching GigaBit Kids. I hope you had as much fun as I did today learning about how our past has influenced our present and inspires our future. Tune in next time so we can go on more adventures together. Bye! So now we have this, and I'm going to call it this. And it has many different objects inside. Okay, I'm going to stop trying to sound fancy now. Now, this has many different objects inside, and we are going to try to see if we can guess what is inside. Now, I do not know if I'm allowed to take the things out, so I won't, but we're going to see. So I've touched something that does not feel exactly pleasant, and it feels like an air. Oh my gosh. I do not like that feeling. And then there is this very circular, resembling a bald man's head with eye sockets and teeth. Interesting. It's a skull! Wow! Because we know no other body part except for tumors, don't Google that have eyes and teeth and hair. Yeah, don't Google that. I did. I regret it. And now we're going to go inside this mysterious black hole. I feel like this is a bone because it's hard. And it has... I actually don't know what this is. This feels like a collarbone of sorts. Let's see. I still don't know what that is, but I'm going to assume that it is a collarbone. If there are any medical professionals, please do correct me. Now there is this beautiful black hole, which is, I think, the least ripped one. Well, I guess that's good that they're ripped, because that means that children are coming here and learning, so yeah. But this has very curvy lines on top. Feels like I can smack it. And it feels like it contains knowledge. Lo and behold, it is a brain. Why did I do that? Anyway, now we have this, oh shoot, well, that's broken. But we have this other thing, which literally, oh my gosh, I need to stop saying literally. Now I can't say it anymore. Anyways, this has a very flat surface and can bite you. Lo and behold, it's a mouth. Never thought I'd be saying these things in my life. Anyway, now I actually genuinely do not know what this is, but from the feel of it, it's like hard and jelly at the same time, and it feels like a spinal column, I think. So shall we see? Lo and behold, it is your spine, and I'm not going to give it back to you. It's mine now. Well, technically, it's whoever owns this, but it's mine now.